Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today we will be creating some clean and simple birthday cards. These are so easy to create and so quick to mass produce. All we would be doing today is a bunch of stamping on simple plain white cardstock. You could take it a step further and add some colors using your alcohol markers, pencil colors, watercolors, or even coordinating stencils. This is a card where you can use up any of your stamps in your stash. Well, there's no right or wrong way here. All you need is a beautiful stamp set and a coordinating sentiment. This would be perfect to create your birthday cards, thank you cards, encouragement cards, or even get well soon cards. Before we get started, I would really appreciate if you could take a minute to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so that you get notified each time I post a new video. Let's get started. Well, here's a look at the stamp sets that I'll be using to create our cards today. I have the Sunflower Garden and the Sunflower Field stamp set, both of which are by Simon Says Stamp. The Sunflower Field stamp set was part of my October 2022 card kit. This has some beautiful intricate floral images. I totally love the font on the sentiments. Initially, I was planning to make a bunch of thank you cards, but I later realized that I was running out of birthday cards, so I pulled out the Sunflower Garden stamp set, which was also part of the Stamptember 2021. I will be using the sentiment which says, Hope your birthday is blooming with happiness. This, I believe, would perfectly match with the floral image that I will be stamping on my card front. I took a 100-pound white cardstock, which is slightly smaller than an A2 size panel. Well, this one measures 4 by 5 1 quarter inches. I must say that initially I was planning on creating just one card, but I really loved how the panel turned out, and that's when I decided to mass produce it. I took this layer of floral image and stamped it on one end of the panel. Well, since I was mass producing, I used a stamping tool to get a similar look on all of my cards. Once I positioned the stamp, I used Versamark Onyx black ink to stamp the image. You could also use some embossing powder if you wanted to add some shine on your card front, but I wanted to keep it as simple as I could. Now I wanted to create a border of this floral image, so I had to stamp it again on the remaining half of the panel. But before I could line up my stamp, I made sure that my stamp is clean before I position it on the other end of the panel. So, for that, I used my Altenew stamp cleaner to clean all of the dark black pigment ink. All I do is spray some of that stamp cleaner and wipe it with a paper towel or a baby wipe. Well, if you don't have any stamp cleaner, you could just go ahead and wash your stamps using some soap and warm water. You could use a toothbrush to clean those tiny spaces between your image. Another way to do is by using some hand sanitizer on the stamp and wiping it off with a clean paper towel or a baby wipe. Now that my stamp is nice and clean, I turn the panel and stamp the image on the opposite side. This creates a beautiful floral arrangement. You could very well go ahead and color this image, but I chose to keep it black and white. Well, now it's time to stamp our sentiment. I used the Hope Your Birthday is Blooming with Happiness sentiment from the Sunflower Garden stamp set and stamped it on top of the floral arrangement. Now, to make sure that my sentiment is perfectly aligned, I have this grid transparency sheet by Simon Says Stamp, which is perfect for your A2 size card fronts. It has grid lines and quadrants, which is perfect when you want to stamp or align your sentiments on your card fronts. Once I had my floral arrangement and the sentiment stamped, I loved how this panel turned out. Well, it was at this point where I decided to mass produce this card. So I kept the sentiment as is on the stamping tool and bought out 3 more white cardstock panels. When I'm mass producing, I like to do each step at a time for all of the cards. So I will be stamping the sentiments on all of the card panels first. Then I will go ahead and stamp the floral image one by one. Note that all I do is keep changing the card panel and keep changing the stamps that is mounted on the door of my stamping tool until I was done with all of the stamping at once. I use the same VersaFine Onyx black ink to stamp all of these images. Here's a look at all our 4 panels. To add the slightest pop of color to this black and white image, I decided to add some splatters. I chose two colors, shade of orange and blue, as that will be the color of my note card as well. I use the Simon Says Stamp Positively Saturated inks in the shade Sherbet and Cadet. I smudged some color over a stamping block and picked it up on my wet paintbrush and did my usual splatter. I did cover up my sentiment as I didn't want the water in the splatter to smudge the ink on my sentiment. Once I was done with the orange and blue, I used some gold metallic watercolors to add more splatter on our card front. These splatters add a very light and subtle hint of color on our card panel. Now, before I go ahead and mount these onto note cards, I went ahead and added some more sparkle to our cards. To embellish our card front, I have two pearl mixes from Cat Scrappiness. I have the orange Creamsicle pearl mix and the Caribbean blue pearl mix. I adhered them onto the card front around the floral arrangement using my fine tip Barely Art glue, and then using some strong double-sided tape, I stuck these panels onto pre-folded orange and blue colored note cards. I love how these cards turned out and how simple and easy they were to mass produce. You could definitely color those floral images and pop up some beautiful sentiment strips too. I hope you had fun watching it too and got inspired. I will leave a link down in the description box below for all the supplies that I used in today's video. I would love for you to become a subscriber to my channel, and if you do subscribe or are already a subscriber, please make sure to hit the bell icon so that you don't miss the next time I post. Hit the like button and let me know in the comments down below if you have any ideas or suggestions. Also, if you'd like to share your creations, please tag me on my Instagram at rp_shutterbug. There's a link to that in the description box below. Thank you again for joining me today. Until next time, stay safe.